the end of the March quarter, we've seen some 7,000 sales reported across the Perth metropolitan area. And when we look at the graphic, this is some 24% more than this time last year, when we were actually seeing sales actually trending down during April and May. What we have seen is really a consolidation of the strong level of activity we saw in the March quarter. And what we're also noting is that there really hasn't been a lot of movement in price, with the current median sitting around, the house median sitting around 475,000. What we are seeing is probably stronger levels of activity in probably the median priced and lower priced areas, such as Belmont, Gosnells, Rockingham, Kwinana, the southern part of the city of Wanneroo, and the eastern half of the city of Stirling. The other interesting thing to look at in the graphic is the increase in sales activity in the multi-residential and the land markets, which are really important. They give us a positive indication that investors are moving back into the market, and that also people are getting themselves ready to build sometime into the future. And turning to our health checks on the market, looking at the stock of listings, listings have now fallen since the end of March, when we were at a peak of some 14,350, and we're actually now at a level below where we were at the start of the year. In fact, since then we've now fallen below 13,000 since the end of May. So we're now at our lowest level of listings since April 2010. Looking at the other key measure is the rental market, and we're actually starting to see some signs of some softening in the tight rental market, where we're seeing a slowdown in the rate of rental growth. The availability of properties available for rent is increasing, and we're starting to see a softening in the vacancy rate. Firstly, looking at the rents, what we have seen is the median rent, overall rent sitting at $420 a week for April and May, and this is the same as the March quarter. The multi-residential market is still sitting at $400, but we've seen a small $5 increase from $425 to $430 for the median house rent. In terms of properties available for lease, we saw a 28% fall in properties from January through to March. And since that low point, we've actually seen a 21% increase, so there's now something like 2,500 properties available for lease at the end of May. And what this has meant is that we've actually seen the vacancy rate flatten out. We saw a 1.8% vacancy rate in the March quarter. This is now sitting at 1.7, in fact, which seems strange for the 3 months to May. But what we actually look at, if we look at the monthly data, we had a 1.5% figure in the month of March, and we're now seeing a 1.9% figure for the month of May. So again, we're just seeing some positive indications that some of that tightness in the rental market is starting to soften, particularly as we start to see some more investor activity, so they're providing more supply back into the market. So look, demand for property still remains very strong in Western Australia. We saw some amazing economic data released in the last few weeks, and WA is continuing to take a bigger share of property of the population growth, and from that, so too is the demand for property. So looking to the future, we can say that we're pretty confident that the outlook for property across the rest of 2012 will remain quite strong.